So what is Grover? Is he like a?
Which one's Grover?
Grover's the blue one, the skinny one with the.
Oh
with
yeah. He's like
Is he like
Is he
some
the one
sort
with
of
the trash?
he's
the
like
most-
Elmo, but not like opposite Elmo.
He's furry. He's got more.
They're all
or-
furry.
They all, no, because
Oscar's
Bert and Ernie are like felt.
Yeah.
Are they animals?
Sorry.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like I feel like Oscar's the most neglected character.
He is, dude.
I don't
Like,
even,
no one
I
even knows
literally
Oscar
can't
the
even
Grouch, dude.
remember Grover.
Or Grover. See, you already forgot his name. All right. Thank you for logging on with us today. Episode 3 of Log On. We're coming in hot this week. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got the GOAT Games bracket. We're going to mention the winners from last week.
The last two matchups.
Last two matches for the first round. We got some new segment ideas. We got some new content that we are going to be pumping out. We'll
2018
tell
is gonna be a
everybody
good year.
2018 is going to be a big year for us.
It's gonna be
You
a
all right,
big-
buddy? You all right over there? Someone check his pulse.
So
Still celebrate.
first and foremost, we like to start off we like to log on and tell everyone what we've been playing lately. And I mentioned it last episode, but some of the audio got cut, so I don't think anybody heard it or whatever. But Luke and my fiance got me a gaming PC for, was it my birthday? Yeah, it was, birthday, Christmas,
Yep.
birthday, Christmas. And so I've dove in head first to the PC gaming verse. And it's one of those, dude, it's one of those things where you truly don't know what you're missing until you have one for like 2 weeks. Because like I've always hopped on and played your guys's, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But like when you have your own setup and you start to really get the mouse down, you get the like it's a entirely new verse. Like gaming is so much, it's faster. It just feels more important. So I've been playing just a litany of games. Like I feel like the world is at the palm of my hands.
It's a whole new
PUBG, Overwatch, Team Fortress 2, Call of Duty. Dude,
PUBG
we don't
is
even
the
have to
greatest
make it look
game,
fun.
like-
Just dive in. Everybody's
I'm
stuck on
hooked.
PUBG.
I'm hooked.
Log
it's
wasn't a
beautiful.
believer, but we got him believing.
I don't know
now.
why I was such a hater. It was literally that, just me being a hater. I wanted you
takes
guys
us-
to like play Overwatch or WoW.
Yeah.
Or
Oh
something.
yeah. Yeah.
I think
much fun.
I didn't like it at first because no joke, it is one of the most stressful things like you can do. Like I literally thought
Oh,
I was
my
gonna have a heart
goodness.
attack the other
100%.
day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heart racing, especially when you're just running around looting. All of a sudden you're pop, 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 and you're like, oh
No
shit.
idea where it's coming from.
Garrett's yelling, "Hey, over here, Northwest Side 720." You're like, "Oh shit!" And you're running. I only have a pistol, and then I saw that IGN named it Game of the Year.
Did they really?
I saw it on Twitter.
No, it
I
was, I think
I
it's
s-
the best upcoming game. Or
No, I
something like
literally saw IGN. I watched the video on
that.
Facebook
Game
they
of the year
gave-
was Zelda.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they gave
that
it.
IGN gave it to.
Yeah,
I could have
yeah.
sworn it was because they literally. And I watched the 2 or 3 minute
Search
video.
this real quick.
I watched a 2 or 3 minute video. The guy was explaining just how awesome it was, and I thought he explained it so well. How it's like every single game you're having a new experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's not the same. It's the same map as a whole, but you go to different environments. You end up with different guns. You end up in a different scenario. Someone dies and you're still alive. Or there's so many different scenarios that can come about just because of the randomness and all the different guns and the drops, or not drops, but the rarity of certain items, and it just
Yep.
leaves so much just to chew on.
Yep. And it always puts
Yeah, I'm
it's
pretty
a
sure it's
massive
Zelda.
map, and it always puts you in a different location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the plane comes at a different angle when
watched
you
it.
come
I don't
in.
know.
It was
that
probably
video
for
came
some other category.
Oh, it
Yeah.
must have been.
I think it was upcoming.
You're right. You're right. It
online
wasn't
game
game
or
of the year.
something,
It was
yeah.
up. It was upcoming game.
Yep.
Because it's not even like the full game yet.
It is now.
On
Oh,
the
is
PC,
it now? Oh, on the
yes,
PC.
but
Well, yeah.
on Xbox for scrubs like kid
Oh,
over
on Xbox,
there.
it's horrible. You guys don't even know what you're missing over there
No
on
idea.
your weak little consoles.
leave us alone.
See, look what I've become.
Just leave us alone.
Look
Yeah,
what I've
yeah.
become, man.
You elitist.
It's just so
You
much,
guys really are like your own little gang. though.
so
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
better.
It's like, oh.
we have too many people to have it now. So
Yeah,
'cause
we have a
you-
lot.
You only can play with 4 people at a time.
Oh, trust, I've already priced out parts and stuff. So.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, see, that's the thing that sucks. Like, I got on yesterday, and all 4 of them were already
Yeah.
playing, and it's like, well,
We
I
just need to
guess
get
I'm
3
one
more
of
friends.
those. Yeah.
All 8 of us will sit in Discord and have
Yeah.
our own little
And
hangout.
we could
could,
make
yeah.
our own player match or like public matches
Yeah,
where
we
we
could.
fight each
That
other.
would
Oh,
be
that
awesome.
dude,
Oh my
the
God.
laughs.
Yeah,
That would be
yep.
fun, yeah.
Yep.
So what's everybody else? What's fresh and new?
Been playing
WoW.
PUBG. Haven't been playing WoW. Overwatch.
Yeah, the Overwatch. The winter is over.
Yeah,
I'm
the
kind of
winter event
bummed
is over
because
yeah.
I just got the PC when it was in the middle of it, so I don't think I got like any of
Yeah.
the skins just because
Mhm.
it's. I bought one thing of boxes, but I didn't go just
Didn't wanna
balls
go too
deep.
crazy.
Yeah,
I have
don't
a
wanna go
problem,
too
and I
deep.
got every single skin.
Yeah, I know. I heard you
Right.
mention that. I'm like, damn, that's a
I
lot
have
of
an
skins.
issue.
I wanted to buy some more boxes at the end, but it's like no.
Do
I'm
we
not going
do
to.
what was your guys' favorite skin?
Of the
Favorite winter. Yeah, the new winter
The new
skin.
set?
I mean, the Ana one was really cool.
Ana one
The
was
Roadhog
sick. The
one is
Claw.
awesome.
Let me think here.
Bastion's.
Like no one likes
Bastion
Bastion.
has
and
6
it's
skins
weird.
though.
He just had like the beanie, didn't he?
I
Oh,
really-
and he looked like
Right,
the snowmobile. Yeah.
I really like Sombra's because she was like all like bluish and
Mhm.
like bright and
Oh
She
yeah.
has like ice, kind of not ice, but like cold air coming.
Mhm.
off
Oh,
of her,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Looks
I
like
just-
smoke or whatever.
the Roadhog one
Winston?
was so dope.
the Roadhog one
It was
awesome.
so
Yeah.
dope.
Yep.
Like
She didn't have
No.
one this
She
year.
had
She
one
just had
last
one
year.
from last year wearing like a Santa
Santa
outfit.
oh the
She's
yeah
like
the
Mrs.
Santa
Claus
hat.
or
or
But
whatever.
the best
yeah.
is when she would turn into her ice block. She was a snowman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I see
Oh,
that
that's
one all the
it.
time.
Yeah.
I see that
Yeah.
one all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's
The Overwatch League starts in like 7 days, I think, or something.
Oh, yeah,
That's gonna
it's-
be awesome to
it's
watch.
new and
Countdown
fresh
up
on the
there,
it's
yeah.
new freshly on the
So
homepage.
those skins will be going live here soon. What, the league?
Yep.
So it's I believe it's a 12-team league where it's literally just going to
Round
be
robin,
it's
or-
like a sports like season.
Yeah.
like
They have
like
a
they
season,
like
yeah.
they
Oh,
literally
yeah.
are going to have
Everybody
a season.
plays
I don't know necessarily when it comes to like divisions or
I'm
conferences
pretty sure there's
or whatever.
divisions and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I would assume there would be, but yeah,
Yep.
they literally are going to have a season. I don't know how long it is. But and then I'm assuming at the end there'll probably be like some sort of playoff or some sort of bracket or something.
Yeah.
But and like they even have the contenders league, like they have like a minors division.
Oh
like-
right.
So I mean they're
So a farm system to get
yeah.
like good players.
So I mean
and,
they're it's gonna be interesting to see how this first year goes, what they can do for viewership. I mean I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but yeah, it's crazy.
I just
We're-
feel like-
we are about to have a video game league.
like the
like-
first real big official one because like the CS:GO leagues it's so niche. Like
Yeah.
it's not as
Yeah.
widely.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
huge. They're
Oh,
huge.
for sure.
They're huge for the people who love CS:GO. But when you
Yeah.
talk to someone who's not a PC gamer, someone who's into it, they don't really even
They would
know.
have no idea CS:GO. Like
Right.
what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh yeah, well, because you got it on all the platforms. You got it on,
Yeah.
Xbox,
Yeah.
PlayStation,
And it's
PC.
Blizzard.
Yeah, and it's Blizzard, and they're massive.
Yeah.
So
Do they
So, yeah.
have like? See, I wonder how they're going to be able to market the teams as far as like
The colors.
stars and like because it's not really you. It's your character.
I mean,
As far as because you know what I mean, like how are they going to get popular
I
like,
feel like
players?
when I've watched like during the World Cup and stuff, like
Do they
they've done a good
job of
like
telling the
like
story
kind
of
of
the
like
team?
like yeah, like kind of like
Oh, yeah.
singling
Yeah.
out the players like
Yep.
like the U.S. team. I can think of one of their DPS players. His name is Sinatra,
yep.
and he's
Ooh,
like
that's
like-
a sick
like-
name.
Yeah,
Good-
yeah,
good Tracer.
Yeah, Tracer. Yeah,
Yep.
he's
I would
he-
hate-
he's really
that sounds
really good.
that sounds like my nightmare.
Sinatra.
A professional tracer player named Sinatra.
yeah.
Stop this man,
Nightmares.
please.
Yeah, so I
Damn
mean,
you,
I
Frank.
feel like, I mean, it's gonna depend on like the team you like. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
The
gonna
announcers are really good at knowing everybody, so they'll be like, all right, he's really strong at this character, but he's playing this character this time, but he's still pretty good at
So
it.
so they'll let you know
They'll
more.
tell you kind of like
details.
what each person plays and what they're good at and their roles in it, if they're the leader in the team and stuff like
and
that.
the new smart cam they have.
Oh,
for,
it's
like, spectating
beautiful.
Is insane. Like
Yep.
it is really. It's gonna help a lot when it comes to viewership. People kind of understand.
Just making it easier to
helping them
watch.
see what's going on.
Yep.
Because
So-
I as far as viewer ability, I don't even know if that's a word, but the way of viewing a video game, I was watching Tim the Tatman stream the last night, and he switched from Overwatch to WoW because he had to raid, and like you can't even watch. Like there are so
If you don't know what
WoW is a bit.
he's
too
got
much,
like
yeah.
tabs of like who's doing the most damage. Like it is so far in a way like the worst thing ever to watch.
And they're trying to push WoW esports more, not just the PvP like
hard.
arena.
They're
They
trying
want
to push, like, boss
PvE.
fights and
Yeah,
stuff?
they want dungeons.
Ooh.
They're like mythic dungeons and stuff.
you
like
can't. All it is, there's
that
7,000
would-
purple.
When you
bull-
talk about a niche market like that.
Oh,
that's-
a niche market right
Like,
there.
if you don't play WoW, you have no idea.
I would
what's
watch
going
it.
on.
None,
I would
zero.
watch it though. I think it would be awesome.
He's got like
watch it.
700 spells under
Yeah,
him, and
yeah.
he's just clicking. I'm just.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
WoW, yeah, WoW can be a bit much.
And it just proves it because he had almost 20K viewers, and right when he switches to WoW, like 15 minutes later, he had like 7K.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just everyone's just like, I don't know what that is.
I don't
I
know
wa-
what I'm watching.
I was one of them. I was watching him, and then he turned to WoW. I was like,
Yep.
yeah. I gave it 5 minutes, and I'm like, it's just an explosion of color on my screen. I'm like,
Even
I don't
when
know.
it's just like you're watching like a 3v3 arena, like it's still kind of tough to tell what's going on.
Mhm.
But yeah, with that like that camera you mentioned, that if you haven't seen it, isn't it like sort of like
It's
They
like a
pull-
third person camera, and it literally has like an AI system built into it where the camera will like move, like say like the camera is behind me and I'm engaging with someone who's over here, so the camera will be focusing on them. But say like I kill him, and then out of the corner of my eye some other enemy like comes into my screen. I might not have noticed him and looked at him yet, but the camera will. And
so
the
it'll-
camera will straight up turn and look, like it'll kind of focus you, the audience, to say like, "Hey,
Uh-oh.
look, this is
Yeah.
It
probably
finds the
probably
action.
what you need to focus on. Like
Yep.
you
That's
need
awesome.
to see what's going on over here." It's kind of hard to describe, but the camera literally like knows what you should be looking at.
is
And
it
it's
on? Is it
awesome.
going to be on network television, TBS or TNT
know.
or whatever?
I honestly do not know. I mean, I know it'll be on
Definitely
Twitch
gonna
and
be on-
yeah,
it'll
Twitch will
it'll
be
on
huge.
all these
Probably
streaming
YouTube.
services, but
Yeah.
yeah, maybe TBS. I don't
Because
really
they do
know.
the,
yeah.
they do the CS:GO ones and like
yeah.
the Heroes of the Dorm
Yeah, I
or
was at
whatever
the
it
bar
is.
one night, and they were playing it on one of the TVs, the
Which
CS:GO
one?
tournament.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Dude, there's been nights at Limestone, the bar that I work at, where I put on a Injustice tournament, and I had a
that'd be
table.
nice.
I had a table of 6 adults, like
Watching
parents.
you.
All of them like turning like, what the shit is going on here? And, but
Is
like
that-
like
is
they
that
were
Batman?
enjoying it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
like it was
Yeah.
hilarious. It
Yep.
was so funny.
You put it in front of people, they're gonna enjoy
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
if you try to convince somebody to watch it, they'll be like,
They're
"Ah,
not
No.
gonna know
Video
what's going
games?
on,
Yeah.
but
You're watching someone play video
and
games.
a-
What does that even
a
mean?
fighting game is easy. They can tell
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
Robin is fighting Catwoman. Okay, I can tell what's going on there. So
And
Esports, it's
Catwoman
blowing
is
up.
whooping his ass.
yeah, Catwoman is whipping him in the face.
But yeah, so let's get into a little bit of the bracket here.
Okay.
I wanted to ask one question before we dive into
Let's
that.
do it. Let's
so
do
like,
it.
Go
so
balls.
I want to say like, what is your earliest memory of like Christmas gift video
Video
games?
game. Oh man.
Like,
Get
Yeah.
Oh.
the Nintendo 64. I believe
was
it
gonna
was.
say-
just
I
gonna
believe it was
say-
1996. It was literally that. It was Christmas.
Mia
It was
I
for
wanna say-
64.
my sister and I. It was the first video game ever had, and it
I was gonna
started
say-
me on the path that we are now.
When was the Sega handhelds? Was
Yeah,
that
90s.
before?
I
then
90s.
64?
Ooh, game, yeah, I
like
was
the
gonna
one,
say
the
game.
one,
Dude,
like
the
the big
big one.
bulky
The big
ones?
one,
The
because
big
we had
one.
2 of
Yeah,
them.
we
We
had
had
two.
one
I mean,
each.
that was like late 90s. Like I can remember.
it?
I can remember
Was it
being
later?
on like the bus in middle school and like people still like playing. them.
Really?
So I
Playing
mean,
those Sega
like they
things?
came out like late. I mean, I could be wrong on the dates, but like
Have to
late
check.
90s, maybe even early 2000s. I would be
yeah.
maybe, but
See,
That's one of those
So
old
my
Probably
earliest
not
memory,
early 2000s.
I don't know if you remember it, but
I remember
so
where it
the
was, I
60
think.
the
Where it
64.
was hidden.
No, well, I'm saying like when we got the 64 for Christmas, and then the only game I remember getting was the Wave Runner game.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
don't, what was it, Wave Runner 64? Or something
Probably,
like that?
yeah.
probably
Played
Super
the shit
creative
out of
game.
that game.
You
And
guys
then-
didn't get Mario?
No, we never owned Mario 64.
Oh, no, not Mario 64. We
Yep.
had Ocarina of Time.
Never
See,
owned it.
I never had Ocarina of Time. I never had
We had
Goldeneye.
Kart. Yeah, we
played
had
I
Goldeneye.
never had Kart. We were a Diddy Kong racing family.
Oh,
we were a Diddy
yeah.
Kong
Okay,
racing. I
okay.
love Diddy Kong.
See,
I respect
remember,
DK.
I remember one Christmas, we were playing with JW, and
Goldeneye?
no, Mario Kart, and we were sitting down there. We're like, we're gonna play 100 games of Duel. Like the
In Mario
Oh,
Kart?
Yes.
my
Jesus.
we played 100 games of the 3 balloon.
Yeah,
We're
the
even,
3
like,
balloon.
playing 5 games.
Yep.
of
Yeah,
that.
that's because it's so much slower and like
yeah.
Yep, 100 games.
That's in like
That's
one
beautiful.
sitting.
Yes. Yep.
That's beautiful.
How long did that take?
We were there like all.
I was saying he stayed the night
dude.
around.
It's an 8-hour
That's
shift or something.
We
Stupid
played
right there.
forever.
Especially only like the domination or the
Yeah, the balloon.
And we would
whatever,
cycle
yeah.
through each map every time. Just
Oh my god.
kid. What do you have an early
Earliest
memory of video
memory?
games? What was it like
Yep.
5 years ago?
Hello, yeah, I'm
Singer!
years old.
His name's
No.
Kid. Get it?
My holy shit. No, my actually earliest memory of a video game is on PC. It was Age of Empires.
Oh!
Now,
Yeah.
that's something that got buried.
Dude, that was a
But-
great
I
game
still
back in
play
the-
Age of Empires.
When you get with the Titan edition too, and
Oh,
just
it's
getting
beautiful.
a Titan and watching it walk across that map and destroy.
Well, what was? I do remember. Oh, this one just hit me. Do you remember Tribes? The game that Jake Glazier downloaded on our computer. You spawn as like this. He's like a robot dude, and you don't even kill. We didn't even kill anybody. He has like a jetpack. It's called Tribes. Telling you, look it up. He installed it on our Windows,
Yeah,
like
like-
super old computer.
It's
and
kind of coming
you
to
could
me. now
get
you
you
talk
could get
about
in
it.
like one vehicle, and then like we didn't even fight anybody. You just you would fight. I don't even know.
Sounds
we,
familiar,
We
but
didn't
I
even
just
play
can't.
it right, but I remember playing that game. I'm trying to think because he was an influence on us because he played a lot of video games.
Yeah.
and he was way older than us.
and he could actually complete them.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We would have him come over with a strategy guide
Yep.
for Ocarina of Time,
Yep.
and he would beat the levels for us so we could run around in the
So
levels.
we could
Yeah.
like hang out and play in the levels.
Yep.
Yeah, I never
beautiful.
had Zelda.
Yep.
What else
So,
got
yeah.
buried in classical games besides Tony Hawk games and
Oh, I miss Tony Hawk.
Twisted
was
Metal.
another-
Twisted
Twisted
Metal.
Like
Who
the
was my
OG
my buddy with
Twisted
his
Metal.
arms tied up in the wheels? Who was
Dude.
that?
Yeah.
Axel?
I just remember Sweet
blew
Tooth,
my
like,
mind.
The
Sweet
main guy.
Tooth,
The
yes.
main guy.
I remember
never had
Motorcycle
that game.
guys.
I remember playing at Grandma's house, Mike's
Wow,
old
yep.
PlayStation. There was that
Wow,
game and
Twisted
some weird
Metal,
like
dude.
shooting game that we sucked at. I don't remember. what it was.
Twisted Metal, because there wasn't one that's like super recent, but I remember like Twisted Metal.
It came out on
2, did
PSP. They had a PSP.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was the last one that
It
came
was
out.
like, all
Yeah, the guy with his
PlayStation.
arms and the wheels.
Who is that man? I'll look it up right now.
Yeah,
You might be
that was a
right.
later.
You might be right.
Yep. And there was another knockoff
Wow.
Twisted Metal game for the 64 because Twisted
Yeah.
Metal was always PlayStation. And all I
drove
remember
around.
is the Alpine map where you were like on the ski
Is
resort.
it like a motorcycle or something? I remember
it
getting
was
a motorcycle.
cars and
guy.
motorcycle. I don't remember, but it was.
Dude, I
I
remember
gotta find it,
jamming
though,
a
'cause
Sun
That was
Kiss,
amazing.
Justin Timberlake's "Sexy Back's" on the radio, and I was playing Twisted Metal full volume. Just
Dude, that's
earliest
specific
memory.
memory.
very,
very
very
specific.
Warm
specific.
Sun Kiss too. 'Cause I used to hide them under my bed.
Yep. See, we would
No
eat
bull.
like
Axel
half,
was his name.
half
Jared.
hard soft pretzels that were used in the microwave.
Oh,
yeah.
you microwave
yeah.
them?
Yep.
Yep.
Who? Yeah, Axel was that one character with the wheels on his arms, but
Yeah.
who was? There's like a
I can't
grasshopper
believe
guy
Twisted Metal.
too.
Dude, that
there's
game
so
was,
many
the game
good
was super
characters.
creative for back in the day.
Yeah.
Some of those
Super
PlayStation 1 games, I had another friend of mine, Chase, he had a PS1 and we played the ATV like
Oh,
was
ATV Off-Road Fury?
Yeah. like,
Oh, yeah.
One of the first ones where you're like you can rip around.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
I
no,
never
like open world.
I
kinda?
never
Yeah.
done that
Dude,
before,
those
dude.
were sick.
Like
Those
for some
games
reason,
to this
sticks
day
out-
those games are awesome.
It sticks out to me like the what are they? The utility 4-wheeler was like the fastest one. Had like the fastest top
Banshee.
speed. No, it had the fastest top
Utility.
speed.
So
like,
it took a while
so
to get there.
there was this one map that had this massive
ATV
jump on it,
off-road.
and you would start from the opposite side of the map, and you
And
get
burn
blasted on this
once you get
utility
there.
and just launch all the terrain. But I just remember doing it over and
Yeah.
over and
Yeah,
over
I
and
can
over
picture
again.
you doing
Yeah.
it just over and over and over again.
Because video games back when you're that like small and when you're that young, they aren't as in. You don't get as in depth, so
Yep.
you do weird shit in games.
It could
Like
be so
you
simple.
get locked on to the weirdest device, and you'll play like tennis on GTA for like 10 hours. Because I remember I
Yeah.
played that on the. That's a good. That's a good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good tennis game.
You can go golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
We talked
you
about
want.
GTA in the last one
Yep.
with the
Yep.
goat bracket.
Yep.
But that was a fun topic. I had a lot of great memories.
I got a little topic as well I want to throw out there
Perfect.
just before.
Let's go.
The worst video game you have ever played.
Oh, what?
The worst. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna-
Mine is a Dragon Ball Z game, Dragon Ball Z Sagas, and it is
Can't think
dog shit terrible. It came out on the PlayStation like mid 2000s, like 2006, I think, or something. And most Dragon Ball Z games up until that point were just the fighting one, like the 2D,
Yeah,
just
right,
back
and
right.
forth.
This was the first one where it was not open world, but kind of Zelda-esque, where like kind of like linear. You could kind of like run around and shit and everything, and it was just.
For what system?
I
PS2?
did on PS2, I believe. I think it was on PS2 and Xbox, but it was just absolutely terrible. Just
Had nothing working. for it.
horrible mechanics and just game
I got a
design and
good
everything, and it's just absolutely terrible. It's by far the worst game I think I've ever played. Like, by
I got a good
Easy,
one.
easy,
You'll remember
easy.
it. I think. We just got the original Xbox, and do you remember Blood Wake?
Blood Wake.
Oh, it was a
boat-
boat game.
Boat, basically like Twisted Metal, but you use boats.
Yep,
and
it
you
was
you just
extremely hard.
you shoot each other with boat, but like. Think about like the mechanics of a boat in water and like trying to shoot another boat and it's like, oh, here he comes! Oh, I missed him, and then you have to like
Yeah,
come
I
way
definitely
back
remember
around.
that.
I remember taking it back.
Yeah.
Like we literally went and returned it. And again, like we were just mentioning, when you're 10 years old and you take a game back
Yep.
because it sucks,
Yep.
you know
Yep.
it sucks.
I do remember that.
Blood Wake.
Blood
Blood
Wake.
Wake.
Game on
I
a
can't
Friday
believe-
night, dude. If I could go back.
Kid, you said you had one?
Mine is how am I
I
going to
got it.
explain this without getting roasted later?
Oh,
If you say Dark Souls 3.
I'm not-
PlayStation
I'm not.
2.
Oh,
It's
my
going to be
little
like a
sister
popular
Amber
game.
Wanted to rent a game.
Barbie?
Barbie Horse Adventure.
Hey,
Oh, dude, I'm
there
pretty
you
sure I've
go.
seen like
horseback.
I've seen Lyric play that on Twitch. Very popular.
That
stream. I've
was-
literally
That
seen it,
doesn't
and he had like
surprise me. Literally
40,000
plays
people
every
watching.
day.
I literally think he just hopped on a horse and rode it around a pasture. There
Probably.
was
We did that in
Took over
Ocarina
some
of Time.
jobs.
Oh,
Dude, in Ocarina
Yeah.
of Time, that level where you get the
Yep.
horse.
Yeah.
Just freaking run around.
worst game ever played.
so I just thought of this now as perfect because it was, I believe it was for 64. It was like the first Superman game,
Oh yeah.
and it was god awful.
Yeah.
Like I remember trying to play the game, and you didn't know how to play it. Like it didn't.
They just
work.
didn't make it easy enough for you to play.
There was nothing to do in the game. You were like, it was like a big block city, and then you just flew around, and there was no traffic or people,
Oh.
or it was nothing.
Yeah.
Like-
It was- yeah. If you like look up like top 10 worst games on YouTube or whatever, that is always towards.
I was
the
gonna
top
say,
on
like,
Oh,
list.
the
that
Superman
sticks-
one?
That, yeah,
sticks out in my brain.
that is a very common
Well,
answer.
it's
for
hard to
terrible.
master, especially an
Horrible.
early Superman game.
Oh,
like
for sure.
they
Yeah.
can't even make that now. Like
Yeah.
with that DC Universe game, I made a superhero in that game, and just the mechanics are like, I don't know. It's just
They were a little ambitious for that time.
yeah, exactly for as early as the time.
Yeah, and like everyone's like afraid to make a Superman game now.
Mm-hmm.
Except
'Cause-
maybe Rocksteady, the people making the Arkham games. Is that Rocksteady? I don't know.
Sounds right. Something like that.
Well, the people who make the Arkham games,
Yeah.
might be
What's
working on
Arkham?
Batman.
Batman,
Oh, duh.
all the
I was like,
Batman games.
I was playing Arkham.
like the
What?
best Batman game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 So you want to jump into the Go Bracket?
yeah,
now?
we,
Let's
yeah,
do
we
it.
can do
All
that
right.
now. We can
It's
do
a couple
that
of fun topics.
Yep.
So not last week, the last installment
Last,
of
yeah.
the GOAT bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of cool matchups, and we got some winners here. Pokemon Gold and Silver beat The Witcher 3.
Nope.
Makes sense because a lot of people have played Witcher 3, but
Yeah.
if you like that style of game, I'm sure you love it. I've never heard a bad thing about the game.
It's a
but
great game. Just
It's Pokemon.
doesn't have the popularity.
Good
that
luck
Pokemon does.
beating
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And
It's that
just
nostalgia factor.
yeah, again, in a game from all of our hearts is Modern Warfare 2 beat out Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That really tugged at me.
It was a close
match.
matchup too.
Like-
It was a closer matchup than definitely than the Pokemon one. But I mean, Modern Warfare 2, baby, it was
best COD.
Yeah.
Best COD.
Oh,
best
Oh,
COD,
yeah.
best COD.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful
Got
COD.
grounded so many
Still
times.
to this day, we're waiting for a remastered
Remaster.
version.
Should be next.
It
Should be
needs to
next,
be.
hopefully.
It's not even a should. It needs.
Yeah.
It needs. Like they would sell so many.
Yeah.
Like they'll sell so many. People love.
I
that
would
game.
literally, I would jump back in and I would
love it.
throw so many hours worth.
First of all,
I'd
I
still
don't know
go
if I
20.
can use a controller.
That's what I. Yeah, that's true. Well, they'll have it on the PC. I'm
It's been a
assuming,
long
won't
time
they?
since I've used a controller.
Though they have Call of Duties on the PC. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. No, it's not.
Hi.
Just get twerked up.
If you're used to playing Call of Duty on console and then switch to PC, it is a rude awakening. There are so many different buttons.
Oh yeah.
That it I just wasn't a fan of it. I got used to it, and it was still fun because I was playing the Modern Warfare, but
Yeah.
it does look like my hands.
All right, so that was the last two matchups, Modern Warfare 2 and Pokemon Gold and Silver. Moving on to the next round. Today we got four awesome games, great games. The first one we're going to be talking about is the number 9 seed Dark Souls 3 versus the number 8 seed Borderlands 2. Where do we even start?
Which one should I start with?
Start
Dark.
with
Dark
Souls.
Souls?
Start with Dark
The
Souls.
hardest game ever played and the most frustrating game.
Not even. So
This is a game that you've been hot on.
So this is a
this
game
is all
that
over
I've
here.
been kind of obsessed with for over a year now. It's if I'm not playing it, I'm watching
those
footage of
British
it on
dudes
YouTube.
or
Yeah.
Australian.
It's so for those who don't know, Dark Souls 3 is a action RPG that the series Dark Souls has gained a reputation as one of the toughest series in video gaming. When a new game comes out that has any sort of difficulty with it, people just are automatically like,
Yep.
it's like Dark Souls.
It's like
Dark Souls-like game.
Yeah. to the point where it's if you say that in like a review or something, people almost like are discrediting you
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah.
Because it's like an easy way out. Just it's
Yep.
Dark Souls. Yeah, you know what it is. So it's this action RPG. It's the third one in the series. There's been a few other games. There's like Bloodborne and Demon Souls, which aren't necessarily connected, but it's the same kind of game.
Why
And
they
it
use
is-
the word souls though?
Yeah.
Why is it always like
Bloodborne does
It's
it.
always like blood and like
It's
souls
gory,
and
man.
dark.
It's
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
really
It's
dark. So
fitting.
yeah,
It's
it's
very
this-
dark game.
It's an
You're
extremely
not gonna
dark
name it
game.
like gothic dark.
Yeah.
Not like
Daisy
dark.
Sunshine. You
No,
can't name that
no,
type of game like that.
And it's I think one of the reasons why it's so tough is because they don't tell you how to do a goddamn thing.
Yep.
They literally plop you in the game and that is it. They don't tell you how to like figure out any of the stats or anything. What are you doing right now? Like you could have just asked him to grab that for you. Lips under the table
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
crawling on the
He's
floor.
not interrupting. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No, he's fine. But so anyway, yeah, Dark Souls. It's Kid can kind of throw a little 2 cents in here because he rented it without not really
Super
knowing
weird. So
anything
out of nowhere,
about it.
You
Yeah.
think you're a gamer and want to go to Redbox at 8 o'clock at night. Don't do it.
I did the same thing for Dark Souls, the original game.
Yeah, you can't. It's.
I think
I-
you had the original Dark
Yeah.
Souls, yeah.
I was doing. Yeah, what's the first boss? The tutorial or whatever you want to call it. And he was grilling me like a panini. Just had no chance in hell at ever getting past him. And yeah,
That was
even
it.
those little bone guys in the beginning, they come out
Yeah.
and they're jumping off the cliffs at you. I'm like, buddy.
I mean, I did the same thing because I rented it when it first came out.
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, before I had like started watching my YouTube show on it and everything, and I did the exact same thing. I played it for a little bit, and I was like, "This is dumb. Like, I can't do anything." So I returned it, and then I started watching a video series on IGN. These 3 guys were having a Dark Souls noob play the first one before Dark Souls 3 came out, and then they played Dark Souls 3, and I kind of fell in love with the series. Like the guys have like good chemistry, they're really funny, and I earned a new appreciation for this game
Right.
because it's these 3 guys playing it. One of them has played it, and so he's kind of there to talk.
Coaching and
Yeah, to
A little
talk,
bit.
talk the guy through and everything. And so as he's explaining it to him, he's also explaining it to everyone else watching. And
right.
so I'm kind of understanding like, oh, okay, that's how you get health, and that's how you level up. Because like they don't
They don't tell you.
Don't
They
tell
don't tell you. Yeah.
anything.
Plops you
And that
directly
is
in the game.
that is the toughest thing about the game. Just you need someone to tell you the very basics, and then once you know how to do everything, you can. And it's just the gameplay takes a little bit to get used to. it's the polar opposite of God of War. It is not a hack and slash where you see enemies and you
just
want to run in and just try to do combos and everything.
It's like a dodge parry type of game.
Yeah,
isn't it?
100%. Like you have
finesse.
to you have to be somewhat tactical about it. Like when you come into a new area, you have to see like, okay, I'm gonna try to pull this guy first because I don't want to have this guy attacking
giant
also.
like horse demon
yeah,
god
horse,
of some sort.
yeah. And boss fights, they're more intimidating than they are tough because you walk into this boss fight, it's this big, huge chick
Demon.
with 2 swords that are on fire, and she's spinning and doing all these crazy moves and everything. The bosses are designed to be beaten. So all it is just a trial and error.
It's a big puzzle.
It's literally
Yep.
the first time you fight someone, I look at it as like you're not even trying to like damage them. You're basically just trying to figure out their attack patterns.
Figure out their movements.
Because it's all about dodging and blocking or countering. Just knowing when you can attack and when you can't. And once you get that down, it's really easy. Like I watched an entire walkthrough of it, so I knew
Of the
all
whole
of the
game,
bosses.
yeah.
I knew everything.
And
like
the bosses have phases too, right?
I knew what to get, what I was expecting. But there was some bosses who have a reputation of being really tough that I beat the first time, just because I kind of knew what to expect. And I mean,
right.
you can do that even without knowing. You just have to be you have to have a lot of patience.
I could
for
never
this game.
play this game.
See,
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. Like I've been trying to
Yeah, I
get
know
people
what
to
you
play
mean.
it for so long. I
Zero
want
patience.
But it's
these two to play it.
intimidating, like you said.
I don't think he can because I don't think he has the patience.
Yeah, it's
I can't
tough.
even get him
It's
to play
tough.
UFC without him getting too
It's
pissed.
true. I don't
and
like to
stopping
lose.
playing. Him, I think I can because I think
Maybe.
I can get you to the point where it's not tough.
Yeah.
It's just
I'll get
it's
some
just
satisfaction over beating the boss.
beating
Yeah.
the bosses. It's
Yeah.
just the feeling you get when you beat that boss.
Oh,
it is
yeah.
just you feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah.
I mean, you really
Kind of
don't.
are.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of are, but not really. And so it's just it's
If
a
I'm doing
unique
good in the game, I'm doing good in life.
Of course, yeah.
Duh.
Look good, feel good, play good. You know, it's whatever. And it's definitely not for everyone, but go look at the reviews on Steam, and it has
People love it.
it's very positive. Like
Yeah.
you have to know what you're getting into before you
Yes.
get into it.
Yep.
But I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah.
If
This-
you're a gamer,
The cinematics and
if
the,
you've got the balls for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Do you have the nuts, kid?
Or the boobs if you're a female. If you've got
nuts?
the boobs for it.
or the ovaries?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
would be
whatever.
the-
If you've got the genitals for it, go for it.
Or even if you're genital-less,
Oh my god.
we're not excluding you.
If you have hands, play the video game. How about that? Is that good?
Excuse
Is that
me.
good?
What about people that have lost their leg?
Then they probably can't play.
Or they could
probably
use-
can't play. I can't help you out
There's a
there.
guy that streams that has 0 limbs and he
Then how
plays
does he
with his
play?
mouth.
Okay, well, if you have a mouth,
Oh,
I'm dead
my-
serious.
You're
Dude.
blunt.
How's that even
Stop.
He plays
possible?
PUBG.
I
with
bet his
like a-
girlfriend's very.
come on.
All right, so
I
let's
bet
go.
this-
Let's go to the 8th seed in
In the
Borderlands
8th
2. Borderlands 2.
See what I have to deal with, people?
Okay.
Like, I'm not
gonna-
gonna go until you guys calm down.
We're good. I'm diving in. Borderlands 2.
All
Okay,
right.
so I can almost
One of my favorite games.
for just as the Borderlands franchise, I can actually thank Log for introducing me to it because we worked together at Dairy Queen back
Back
in
in
high
the
school.
day.
Yeah, and he just told me about Borderlands 1, and you hadn't even played it. You just thought it would be a game that I would like,
Yeah.
and he could not have been more correct.
Yeah.
It was super. It was it has that cartoonish feel to it. I love that. Like, do they have a name for that?
Well, it's
kind of like Overwatch.
I mean,
how it has that like
it's a first person shooter. It's an RPG first person shooter where it's very loot based. Like it's all about
So
getting
much
guns. Like
good loot.
I don't know if there's actually millions of guns, but
like
there's
unlimited
thousands
amount.
and thousands of guns. Where I mean they have different stats. They might not all look different, but there's just tons and tons of guns.
Well, they claim there's over 1 million guns.
Well, yeah.
They advertise
For real?
it as that. Yeah.
oh yeah,
I think
just
so,
because
yeah.
they like
the
ran
different combinations,
Yep.
the stats,
The stats
and, like
change.
the elements on them.
But yeah, it has unique graphics. It's got the cell shaded
Yeah.
graphics.
Oh, I
kinda
loved
to
it.
So
Love it, yep.
so it's got like kind of like a cartoony vibe, and It's very wacky. It's mature.
Funny.
It's graphic.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
people are getting like blown up into
Yeah.
pieces. There's this like little girl who's like kind of
That
psychotic.
demo
like,
chick?
Yeah,
Tiny
like,
Tina.
yeah, literally like blowing
Yeah,
people
Tina.
up.
That-
Tiny Tina.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a great multiplayer game. Like when Borderlands 2 came out, like we had all played
We had-
Borderlands
yeah.
1.
Yep.
I think we had gotten Zorb to play it. So when Borderlands 2 came out, we were all living in Macomb at
We
the
had the
time
perfect
with our
setup.
friend Zorb. We literally went to GameStop at midnight,
Yep.
got the game. Jared, myself, and Zorb all lived together. Luke brought his TV over, and we literally just land
Yep.
like crazy. Just all four of us in the living
We
room.
Played the game how it's meant to be played.
Yeah,
and it was
it's literally there's
so
four characters
fun.
at the time, so we each were one
Yeah,
character. We
totally okay
yeah.
with picking the
Mhm.
character
yeah,
we wanted. and
everyone
it-
wanted the character
Yeah.
they wanted. Like
Yep.
no one wanted to like fight over the characters. It worked out perfect, and it's
It's a unique game that you can play 4-player split screen too.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you can play
Oh
everybody
yeah,
on one screen.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You can.
might get a little hectic, but yeah,
Yeah,
you could do
but
it. Yeah.
it's-
Mhm.
it's- yeah.
And
It-
so if you like first person shooters, but you also like RPGs where you're leveling yourself up and kind of improving your gear, like
Talent tree.
you have other equipment slots other than just guns and stuff,
Yep.
and the guns they can get kind of crazy. They have like elements on them, like
yeah.
fire bullets and
they're all
lightning bullets.
different
Corrosive.
stuff.
There's rockets
crazy.
that'll
you
bounce
ready
off
for
the
this?
floor.
You got a stat?
Oh, the
How many
stat-
guns
This
are in it?
might be one of my favorite stats yet for Log On. Borderlands 2, or actually just Borderlands in general. There's 17.75 million
Yeah.
different guns in the game.
It's insane.
Get out
And
of
like they do crazy shit. Like you're always picking up a new gun and you're like,
Yeah.
so what's this one
Yeah,
gonna do?
that's
Some
And-
guns will, when you reload, you throw them and they explode.
Teteors.
And then
The
a new one
Teteor.
just kind of like it's kind of weird to think about, but
and they have
another one just appear.
like legendaries and rares, and
yeah,
they're all
there's-
color
there's-
based, and
There's
it's
different item
That's-
levels. You obviously
You have
get better guns, and stuff
special
and everything.
abilities that you can.
We
boss,
have it-
bosses drop like the good shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
We haven't
Loot
even
chest.
talked about the slot machines.
Oh,
In the main town, there's these two slot
Oh.
machines where
Yeah.
you literally pay with the in-game money, and it's literally just a slot machine. You can get guns. There's different skins and stuff and everything.
they pop out.
And
Yeah.
we've spent so much time.
We
just
would
on
race.
the
We would
slot
race
machines,
back
yeah.
to the town and be like,
Yeah.
"Who would get there
Yeah.
first?" Because you just drain.
You-
You
you-
literally
you'd
have,
have to
you
take
just go in,
turns.
you drain your entire bank account, then you go sell the guns, and you come back. It's just, it's a
Yep.
process because
There's
it's so
a possibility
fun.
you could get a legendary gun or whatever
Yep.
it is. Only Jared
I'm
has
telling
gotten
you,
one.
How many times have we pulled that lever? And I saw it was the
Thousands.
three.
Yeah, probably
It was
thousands.
the three Marcus's face. Is
Yeah.
what it was,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
I got a legendary. It was. I can't even
It was an
remember.
SMG.
It was
I
an
think it was like a
SMG.
slag one.
Yeah, slag that just. Once you get a weapon like that, it almost like hurts the game because you can walk. You can
Little
literally
OP.
Yeah.
you can walk through people with it.
Yeah.
It just shreds them apart. I think it was one of those Teteors to where you throw it and it explodes. So you just shoot
yeah.
one bullet, and then the less bullets you shoot, the more damage the explosive does. So I'd go pop, throw, pop, throw, pop, throw, and they just you get down the
Yeah.
the most.
And each character has like a
Biggest
ultimate ability they can kind of pop. It's just it's a really fun
Yeah,
first person
unique.
shooter.
It's super fun.
Totally
Yep.
different from like COD or Overwatch.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no like online multiplayer. There's co-op you can play with your friends, but it's all single player. There was that arena that they added. Could you do like PvP in that?
That was only for the vehicles. It was something about like
There might have been
I
like
can't
an arena
remember.
you could do. I mean,
Yeah.
you could duel each other. You could
Yeah.
do duels.
Yeah.
Where you-
that was
yeah.
it. There-
punch each
punch
other,
it.
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
agree to it and press
Yeah.
yes, agree.
There was never like a 6v6 team death or anything, but
It's all boss based. Like
Yeah.
you're killing enemy waves,
Getting
and then-
loot.
Yeah.
give me that loot.
Give me the loot. Give me the loot.
trying to find hidden loot
Yo!
boxes and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
loot boxes
So
all
much
over the
fun.
place.
Yeah, it's very loot based
much
too.
fun.
It's just got everything that you want in an RPG first person shooter.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
just
Yep.
fun, funny.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we hear something about Borderlands 3. here
Yeah,
soon.
awesome.
that sounds awesome. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah,
I
on
cannot wait.
on the new gen consoles, like how many guns? They're gonna have like 1 billion guns.
Yeah,
Like,
it's possibilities
insane.
are
It'd be
endless.
crazy to see what they add new to the
I
game.
mean,
to
it's
try to
that number is a
freshen
little
it up,
misleading. Like 17 million.
Because
That-
the same
that could
gun,
be
you could
one
have
gun
could have
that does,
10,000 combinations.
50
Yeah.
damage
7
and
different
100% accuracy. There could
Yeah.
be one that's 49
Yes,
damage with
true.
99% accuracy.
True.
Exactly.
So it's all
Yep.
about the stats, but
Yeah.
still there's
There's
you're
technically,
always-
yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
it's on like a randomizer or some shit.
And they always have like amazing DLC content.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, they came out
cool
with a
ones,
bunch,
yeah.
like
Content.
5 or some.
Yeah,
I've never even really played them.
I played a few.
I played the
of them.
pirate one, I think.
Yeah,
There
that was the
pirate
first one.
The
That was
chick
first
that has
one.
like a pirate
Yeah,
ship.
yeah, I remember that.
played
One. I never
one.
did do the Tiny
Tiny
Tina's like Dungeons
Assault
and
on-
Dragons.
Yeah, I
one.
wanted to do
and
that
that
one
one was
so
like
bad.
the
No, I didn't-
coolest looking
Yeah,
one.
didn't do that
I
one.
never
She
did
like
that one.
walks you through basically a Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
like story.
yeah. Doesn't it like kind of like change? She's
Yeah,
like, oh
yep.
no, it's a castle instead,
And
and,
then
then like
boom,
the,
it
yeah,
switches
yeah. So it's
really unique.
it's a fun game. Check it out.
Creative.
If you're looking.
It is
Yeah.
fun. So
Yep.
the 9 seed Dark Souls 3 versus the 8 Borderlands 2. Again, we'll put these up after the episode drops, and you guys can vote via Twitter and or
YouTube. Comments.
YouTube comments. So either way, we will get your vote in. So, and the next matchup, the final one of the first round, just another banger.
this one's so.
Number 4 seed World of Warcraft,
Oh,
the online multi-million
Like I don't even know how in depth we want to get with this conversation.
we'll see.
because
We'll see.
versus the number 13 seed, another nostalgic favorite, Mario Kart
64.
64.
60,
Yeah,
you gotta
I
get
get- you're right,
64.
you're right.
Important.
Yeah,
Gotta
you're
get
right.
the best
because
one
there's
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The OG Mario Kart.
So which one should I start with first?
Let's start with WoW first.
Yeah.
So
I'll step out for this.
where to even
Like,
begin? I
12
mean,
years it's been
I think we've been playing for like 10
since the WoW South
the
Park
WoW.
episode.
Yep, that's what got us
yeah.
playing it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was like 2007. I think or
An
something.
episode that makes fun of the game made us want to
Yeah.
play it.
But I mean, it was probably one of the smartest decisions Blizzard ever
True.
did. Like,
Oh,
got
yeah.
so many people just like us. Like, hey, yeah, let's try this game.
South Park fans,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
people who don't usually play.
The
well, I
funny
guess
thing is, like when we first started playing it too, we had no idea how to play this game.
Nope.
And we probably would have
It's
never
kind of like
found
Dark
it.
Souls.
We
Kind of
would
like
have
Dark
never
Souls.
found out how to play this game if Garrett didn't work at Walmart and met Greg.
Farm and Fleet.
Farm Fleet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was Walmart.
no,
No,
that
it's
one was Farm and Fleet.
Yeah.
Was it
That-
okay,
yeah.
Farm and Fleet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he met a guy that played it.
Yeah.
It was like in his 40s, and
Yeah.
he played WoW.
Fake.
He was a cool guy. He's a really
Awesome
cool
dude.
guy. Yeah.
Awesome
Shout out to
dude.
Greg.
Yeah. Greg. Yeah. Whack-a-mage.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. That was his character's
I
name.
know it's funny to me because I knew it was his character name.
But yeah, he basically like mentored
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
through the
he
entire
was,
game.
yeah.
So we
He
figured
was our Jedi master.
we were buying like whites from vendors that were like in main towns and stuff. Like that doesn't make any sense.
So
But-
for those of you who don't know, World of Warcraft is a MMO RPG, probably the biggest one out there right now when it comes to like fantasy MMO RPGs
definitely the
made
most
by
popular.
Blizzard. It technically is a game that is 10, 12 years old, something like that.
Yep.
I think it came out in 2004.
Sounds about right.
Because what was it? Just the 13-year anniversary this year? Well, you weren't really playing, so I don't know.
I played
it-
when the when
It
it
came
first
out,
came out.
This game is over 10 years old, technically.
Yeah.
They've released 6 or 7 expansions, I believe, up to this point,
Mm-hmm.
like increasing like the level cap and updating the graphics and all that stuff and everything.
It's a completely different game than when it first came
Oh,
out. Like,
100%.
literally not even the same game.
But it is a huge RPG where you literally play in this massive world with thousands of other people on this
Huge
server. I mean,
world.
there's millions of people who play it, but
Yep.
they have it split up between all these servers.
Servers,
And
yeah.
I mean, it's like every other RPG. You pick your race, make your class and everything, level up, and it's different from like a console game. It's kind of a point and click because it's a mouse and keyboard, and you have like 20 different spells. So like you have to click on the guy you want to attack, and then it's just a matter of pressing
Which
your buttons.
spell
It's
you
not
wanna
so
use.
much
They have,
like
they have a health bar, and so you got to
They have
take
a health
down
bar,
the
yeah.
health, and
Mhm,
each
yeah.
attack does a certain amount of health. So it's not like a I don't know, where you kill in one hit. Just 'cause
Yeah.
you hit 'em.
But it still has the standard healer, DPS,
yeah.
tank.
tank,
Yep.
that
And
type of
like a
format.
lot of like the features from WoW. I mean, not necessarily WoW. There's a lot of RPGs, but like are implemented in other games like Borderlands. Like the whole different item level for the guns. Like
Yep.
there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the whites and then
Yeah.
the blues and the purple. Like the,
Yep.
like the items get better and
Scales.
stuff and everything.
Yep.
And it is. I don't know how many people are still playing. Well, what their
Ooh.
concurrent is. Probably
Is
like
it 9?
I don't think they have that much. I think they're
Yeah.
down to like 6 or
6
something,
million.
but it always spikes up
Yeah.
with the next expansion and everything.
Yeah, that's right.
And it is the game that has consumed most of my gaming for the past 10 years. Like I've sunk
100%.
so many hours into this game. It's
Full blown obsession when we were in high school.
It kind of
Oh,
sucks.
man.
There's a monthly subscription for the game. There's a $15 monthly subscription. You
It's
can
a great business idea.
Oh, for
though,
sure.
man.
You can
So
get it
much
cheaper. You can
consistent
get like a year subscription for like $60 or something. But Blizzard has made so much money off of this game. It's allowed
Yep.
them to do things like Overwatch.
It's their baby.
Yeah.
Now, but Overwatch is
Overwatch
slowly
is
becoming
taking
their
over,
new
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
So what are your guys' favorite characters? Because I know
Like,
you make
The original.
Most people
you were
make
Paul the
multiples.
Hunter and
Like-
you were
like
like
the-
Dog
like
Nation.
the
That wasn't the
class?
original.
No.
just like you think back like the guy you spent the most time on. Because I
Log
dabbled.
Nation, my mage.
Probably Paul the Hunter.
I mean, see,
I
you
was
have
kinda all over
been,
the board.
yeah, you've been all because
My
your
Death
hunter,
Knight
your
has been-
warrior, like.
I think
Dude,
my
I
Death
had-
Knight, honestly, yeah, I put the most time in.
But think about like you had like a holy pally like for a while.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
Do they delete your characters after?
No.
Now I still got
So-
them all.
They'll
No,
say you
I-
still have
Yeah,
those
yeah,
original
he's
ones.
we got on his account not too long ago and
I
was
didn't
looking
look
at
at
all
it.
this.
Reminisce.
Yeah.
So funny.
But yeah, it's kind of weird seeing how far it has come compared to what it was. Like it is a lot easier now. They've made it
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot
Oh,
more
leveling.
100%
new
easier.
player friendly just because it kind of like what he mentioned earlier, like it was kind of like Dark Souls, like when you
Just had to
jumped
figure
into the
your
game,
shit out. Yeah.
unless you had someone
explain
kind of
anything.
holding your hand through it, there was just so, and I mean, way more than Dark Souls. Like Dark Souls, there's some mechanics and stuff and everything, but WoW blows
You're
it
in
out
this
of the
giant
water with
world,
all
and
the
they're just like,
professions
all
and-
right.
yeah.
like auction house and
Yep.
just all the
So now,
towns.
Yeah,
now they have Blizzard holding your hand through pretty much.
Oh, they let you
most of
walk.
the
Oh yeah,
game.
almost everything.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy to pick up now and play.
And like Jared said earlier when he was watching Tim play, like it's not the funnest game to watch. Like you definitely it's definitely for certain people. Like you can't have it's kind of boring to play at the beginning if you don't really know. You're
Right.
just running around clicking on
Clicking,
someone and then
Arcane
pressing
missile.
1 or 2 and then it's like, okay, he's dead. Okay, let's
Go
run over
loot
and click
him.
on that guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, once there's almost 2 different games to it. There's the whole leveling aspect of it
Yep.
in the game up until you hit the max level, and then once you hit the max level, it kind of opens up everything else, all the raids you can
yep.
do. There's
PvP.
5-man dungeons, there's 20-person raids, there's 40-person raids, there's the PvP. You can do 40-player battlegrounds where there's literally like 40 people on each team, so 80 people on a screen at one time, like battling. Like it can
Yep,
get really
it's
it's
so much fun.
The PvP is what I've done
Yeah.
the most. Like
That was-
that is the funnest part of the PvP.
I remember
the-
watching
That's what I
you
got
as a
into.
rogue play PvP.
Yeah, Rogue's fun. Running around as a ninja.
And you like
stealthing
go like
people.
yeah you
Yeah.
go you go
backstabbing
invisible,
people.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just it's hard to describe how much of an impact this game has had. Like
Just
on
on-
my life. Just
Yeah, I remember like you said.
I don't want to think about how much money has been spent
It's
on this game.
crazy how like when you go back and there's a way you can click /played and like see how many
Oh,
hours you put on a
hours.
character or
Certain,
something like
yeah.
that.
Days. How many days you have on
Yeah,
a
it's
character.
not hours, it's days.
Yeah.
just
And-
shows
and
you how long you've been in. The
there's to a point where it
virtual
probably got
environment.
to a year for
Oh yeah, I bet I'm over a year
Yeah.
throughout just all my guys.
literal time played
Which
in
is
the
just-
game.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to like think about. But.
We had fun doing it though.
Yeah, exactly. Got a lot of memories, a lot of lands,
A lot of lands where I sat
basements
and didn't do shit while you guys played.
Till
I try
4
and play
o'clock in the
Call of
morning.
Duty, yeah.
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 But
Yeah, yeah, that's wow.
That's
It's
okay.
just it's
kind of
not as big as what it was, but it's
it kind of
still
speaks
just-
for itself.
Yep.
I mean,
If
you
don't
know, yeah,
what World of Warcraft is, you're probably not a gamer.
yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
It's the OG.
It's
It's
true
the
fact.
OG.
Yeah.
So that's the 4 seed World
Mhm.
of Warcraft going up against the 13 seed Mario Kart 64. That is a game
Mhm.
that, again, when we're talking about the playing 100 in a row or whatever, that's a smaller piece of the game. But when you open it up and you go 4v4 against your friends in college, then it becomes something.
It's a whole
It's
new
a whole
thing, a whole new
nother
level.
shebang. Because the
Put this-
shells and the
To put this in perspective, we literally every single day
Every
in
day.
college, every day,
for a certain span. Yep.
We would go through every single map
except for two
because they were horrible.
We didn't like those maps.
Canyon map and
The
ghost
one.
because they're horrible maps and no one should ever like those except Yinks likes the ghost map.
And Lacey likes
the Yoshi one. Honestly, I don't really mind that much because like now you just remember the route you take. But yeah,
every single day we would all meet up. Well, 4 of us would meet up and we would play every single map in a row, and then that's what
we knock them out.
We would
that's what we do.
Whoever won. Whoever got the most wins won.
You get those dubs.
You guys ever play the battle mode with the 3 balloons?
We never played the battle mode.
Not really.
I
love that
hardly,
mode, but not really.
The racing's just better.
Yeah.
And I like how you almost can't. Obviously, you can if you get lucky, but they make the game to where you no matter how far ahead or how far back you are, you always have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
You always have it. You get two stars, bing, bing, and you could just zoom your way all the way up.
And then a red or blue.
Yep. And then you could be Zorb, Red Shell, Morton, where you Zorb as Luigi would just fly in with 3 red shells every
time.
Every time I would pass Zorb, he had 3 red shells, and you just dink, dink, dink.
Who was your go-to character then?
Toad,
Yoshi.
man.
See, it was always a fight though to who would get to
Toad and Yoshi are the
fast
fastest
characters because they're like. Once you really get into this game, there are characters that like play to your situation better.
True.
Yeah.
Like who are the fast ones?
So Toad, Yoshi, and Peach are
the
considered the
acceleration.
small ones. They're the small ones who have
hit
the
by a
fastest
So
acceleration
when you-
and like the lowest top speed.
when you get spun out, you can get going faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi were the middle guys,
Middle
just
guys.
average
Just
everything.
not
and
very
then
good.
DK, Bowser, and did they have Wario? I don't
Yes.
even- Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wario were the big tanks who had the
They could
slowest acceleration
fly.
but the highest top
That's
speed.
who I always played.
And when you ran into other characters,
You
they
spun
would
'em
like
out.
spin out. So
Bowser was my boy.
they were a tank. Once
I used
they
to play
got
DK
going,
a lot too because
Donkey
you could.
Kong.
And there's
Once you start drifting with
the
those
drift-
guys,
the drift
you
is-
pass everybody because
that's one part of the game that's if you don't really know. Like I didn't even know that was a
Yep.
thing to go faster. I just raced like you would race.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when you press the top
Double
or-
tap.
Yeah, is it the right one?
Yeah, it's the trigger. Yeah,
The right. Yeah, the right top
And then,
trigger
yeah, the
to
Z does the items.
to
Oh, yeah,
freaking
to drift,
slide.
yeah.
And then you drift, and then you
you
just
gotta
the
play
game.
the stick, so you get the Z's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once
Yeah.
the Z's turn orange, even
Red,
then you get like
orange.
it
Little
boosts
boost,
you.
yeah.
But yeah, it was like the
keep-
first racing, one of the first big like cartoon racing games, and it's just
And see, it's weird.
Beautiful.
Like I mentioned earlier, like we were a Diddy Kong racing family. Like I never owned this game. I never I had played it obviously when I was younger, but it wasn't until we were in Macomb when we really started playing it. And like the first times we played it was really the first times that I
Yeah.
was kind of like, okay, so this is how you drift and everything.
See,
and then it turned into just
dead
a
serious.
dead
Oh my
serious,
God,
absolute
dead
battle
serious.
Dead serious.
where like
It was bad.
like if I had a bad day, like I wouldn't talk for probably
Be
the next
pretty
2 or
pissed
3
off.
hours.
It was
Like if I did not do good in that day in Mario Kart, you just
Yeah,
you
it
just
ruins
did.
your
You-
day.
You
It
didn't
literally
talk to
ruins your
me
day.
until I talked to you.
you had bragging
was
rights
just-
for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
of the day.
literally like it's kind of sad to think about like how much it would affect me like losing because there's
so
that
sad.
aspect of the
Yep.
game where you literally have no control.
Yeah.
Where you're
Yep.
in first place.
You can't help
and fourth place gets a lightning.
Yep.
Yep.
And then here comes a blue shell. And
then you get flat
then
red
here comes a red shell. And shit, now I'm in
Yep.
second. Now I'm in third. Now I'm in fourth.
Yep.
Fuck!
Yep.
And
That's
so
what
it's
happens.
just and there's literally nothing you can do about
Nothing.
it.
Nope.
You could
Just
be
luck.
you could be racing absolutely perfect. And then just because the game said,
Yep.
hey,
the
Not
randomness.
today,
Yeah,
yeah, not today.
Not today.
The lightning, and then you'll fall at Wario's stadium.
Yeah,
the lightning,
yeah.
you fall
Yep,
down.
yeah.
You would just stop.
You wait.
Yeah,
You're just done.
there would be certain spots of the game where like you knew
Yeah.
you could kind of mess the other people up
Yep.
with certain items.
That's-
You were a piece of shit if you did that.
I mean,
Yeah,
you had to.
You sometimes you had to.
though.
Yeah,
Had to.
sometimes.
That's where like screen peeking really came.
we
in.
never
Yeah.
did any of the jumps.
Yeah,
like,
the
like
fake
the,
or
like
the cheating
cheats or
jumps.
whatever, where you can kind of like
No.
jump through the maps.
That's some
we didn't
bullshit.
like that.
No.
We kept,
But,
we kept
yeah.
things fair,
Yep.
but
Yep.
we took things very seriously.
It was. I remember it wasn't so much a fight over the characters because we all kind of had like our characters we would signal on. It was the controllers. It was the
better
controllers.
controller, yeah.
Like it would get to the point where Zorb
That's
and
mine.
Peskin live together, and us three would come over and chill, and like no one would really
It'd
say
be the
anything.
stick.
I would just kind of
Yep.
you would just kind of walk up and you just
feel the
grab your
stick.
controller.
Yep.
And you kind of look around at everyone else, and then everyone would just be like,
Starting to go and
and,
run
like,
and
get
grab
up and try
theirs.
and get it. And if you got the shitty one,
I remember I played with the shitty one for so long, and then I grabbed like one of the nice ones, and I was like,
It's got the better
I
sticks.
cannot believe that I like chose to play with
Yes.
that the whole time, and like
'Cause
then I
this-
started winning and shit
Yeah,
because it
yeah,
was all about the Twitch drift.
yep.
And like most, if you were to ask most people our age, like, hey, did you play Mario Kart in college? Like, yeah, I loved it. They all played it for drunk cart. Like they all played it as a drinking game. We played it as a dead serious, like bragging rights racing game.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I
It got real
still
serious.
think to this day, I will literally play anyone,
Yeah.
any
we-
time of
we-
day.
Yeah,
Any
there's
time
no
of day.
one. Yeah,
Because they didn't practice like we
In our
did.
prime-
They didn't
They don't.
have
When
the-
we
yeah.
say we played every single day, we played
Every
every
single
single day. Every single day.
I still have one quick story. I had one kid in college. I said something like that. Where like, oh yeah, I used to love playing Mario Kart, and him and his girlfriend like cornered me and were like ripping into me like, no, he's the best kart player ever. I was like, step up on the sticks. Beat him 10 races in a row.
Who was it?
He literally up and left my house. It was some
It wasn't his
Megan.
girlfriend, like,
It
super
was
pissed,
it
too.
was Steph's friend, Megan or something. She married the one dude. They both worked at B-Dubs. The Megan, she's a blonde chick. Though he was like a manager at
I have
B-Dubs.
no idea.
They were.
I
fringe.
remember the
to it.
story. I
They were
remember the
fringe.
story,
They were
yeah.
fringe. But yeah. So and I literally stayed. He didn't say. He sat there humbled as hell, and I was literally like, what's good? Like,
Because they're
I
used
told
to,
you.
Because
I
they're used to
told
playing
you.
drunk people at
Yes.
parties and
Yeah.
stuff. and
Yes, they don't
everything.
understand.
Don't
the
They don't
time and the
understand.
effort that we put into this game.
No, is
It's literally life or death.
it was
is
the competitiveness made it so
Clearly,
much fun.
we have some passion for
yes
this game.
for us. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a tough matchup.
that
It's
and
a very, very
it's
tough for
crazy
me.
to like put this like I've never owned this game. I've never
Yeah.
owned this game, and like it's a game that came out in probably late '90s, and I didn't even really start playing it until like the 2010s.
It's got to be still one of the up there with one of the most like popular N64
Oh, yeah.
games that people
Oh,
still
yeah. I
play
would
to
think
this
so.
day.
I mean, I'm sure there's people out here who would be like, no, Mario Kart Double Dash is the best one, or like
Oh,
Mario Kart
yeah.
or Wii or whatever.
come
And
get
it's
these
just like-
hands on
Yeah,
N64.
no, it's just the O. I mean, it's technically not the OG one, but
Oh,
for us,
Yeah.
for
For
us.
us, it's OG. Yeah.
all right, so that's gonna wrap up the first round of the. I almost said the Mario bracket, the greatest games of all time bracket. That would be the number 4 seed WoW versus the 13 Mario Kart, and we got a couple. Luke's got a couple segment things you want to
Yeah,
talk about before we
so-
leave here.
I got a new system for my computer that we can start capturing like couch co-op games. So we're going to do like little segments now where we're going to sit on the couch and play together, and we'll be able to videotape us or like
We're
stream
gonna do
us,
some
basically.
couch co-op playthroughs.
Yeah,
some,
right,
Some
yeah, and we're gonna
multiplayer games.
do like 15, 20-minute segments, either add on to the end of this or like cut
Just
in the
their
middle.
own separate
Yeah,
video.
or there
Or-
could
yeah.
be their own.
And we might do
separate
some
log on.
actual long walkthroughs of certain games.
I'm gonna get one of these guys to play Dark Souls. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
So
It's gonna happen.
yeah, and we want you guys to like give us some ideas of games you want to see played.
We're gonna throw a poll out there of a few games we have now, like
Yeah.
multiplayer
And we'll
ones,
have to go out
to
and get-
see what you guys want to play. But also
Wanna
let us
see,
know, like
yeah.
in the comments,
Yep.
if you can think of any multiplayer games you think would be
Yep.
fun, or
Fun to watch,
some other
or,
single
yeah.
player
And
game or
we,
something.
yeah, we want split screen games, something
Yeah,
we can all play.
something
on the
two
screen.
or all four of us could play.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep. And then for the second segment, it's going to be a show. It's
Not
gonna be-
yet, not a segment.
It's not a
really.
segment. It's going to be a show, and it won't be next week. It might be the second week or the third week. But if you've ever watched First We Feast, Hot Ones, so
Shout out
it's
to them. Go check that
awesome.
out. That's awesome.
I love their shit.
You'll go into a rabbit hole.
Yep.
Yep. 40 of their
So they
videos.
do interviews and they eat hot wings, and the first hot wing is like a mild hot wing, and then it goes to like extremely,
Like the hottest
extremely
of
hot.
hot.
Like it's got like
And
skull
there's
and crossbones.
10 wings. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try it. Basically, I
Love
ordered
it.
I ordered the
We
sauces.
got the sauces.
I'm already sweating.
Yep. Like we're gonna die. Like
Yeah.
but we're gonna do it like a gaming thing. So we're going to go through 10 wings and we haven't quite decided how we're going to do it, but there's going to be 10 questions that we got to talk through as we're eating these wings without dying. So, and that's another thing we want. If
priceless.
like, if you guys can think of any questions that you
or
would like
topics,
us,
like
or
doesn't necessarily have to be a question, but just
and we're going to kind of keep it short in between each wing because
so we
by
don't
the end
die.
we're going to be struggling.
Yeah.
Like
it's going to be.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna have a.
Don't
gallon
ask me
jug
for like a
filled.
game review for like the 8th wing or something.
No, because like I don't do hot food very well
Yeah.
for one.
Like
So-
I love spicy food. Like I think
Most of these celebrities get through it though. That's
yeah,
the thing.
that's
So
why
it's
I
like,
think
I gotta
like,
do it. You
I'm
have
gonna
to
push
do it.
myself
Yeah.
through it, but
You
I'm
don't
gonna
gotta-
die.
as long as we have water and milk. I
Do
think
you
we're
have to
okay.
eat the whole wing?
No, it's
No,
it's one
you
like,
just
bite.
I
take
mean,
one
yeah.
solid
one
bite.
bite out of it, each one, and then so the last sauce. If you want to look up what this pepper is, it's called the California Reaper, and they made a sauce out of it, and it is like the hottest pepper like in the world. So
Probably has like a safety warning on it.
oh, it definitely does.
It's like
Definitely
if you
does.
get this in your eyes, you're
yeah,
fucked.
no, yeah, you're not
No,
allowed to touch
seriously,
your eyes in
it's
your
like
face.
a warning
No,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Where
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to watch us die on
Yes,
camera.
it'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so we got some cool stuff coming.
Yep.
This show's gonna just bust off. We got so much cool shit to do. So,
Yep.
But yeah, that'll do it for us for episode 3. We're gonna put the polls up.
Episode 3?
Yeah, I think it's 3.
I
Is
think
it?
it's
No,
probably
4.
Did I
Four.
say it up?
Four.
Did I
Yeah,
say-
it's
I think
4.
I said 3 at the beginning.
That's
too.
whatever.
Oh,
That's
wow.
whatever.
Who cares? But yeah, the polls will go up right after the show drops on our Twitter and stuff like that. Tell you how, just vote whatever you want, whatever you think is going to go on to the next one, and we'll shoot again on Monday. Well, it won't drop on Monday, but yeah. So hopefully you guys watch then, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for tuning in.
Logging off.
Logging off.